Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. We are now live. We're going to get started shortly. We're going to continue our journey on bulk social media creation with myself, Rachel Teichman, LCSW, and Dean Victor Varnado, who will be leading today's webinar. And he will be here shortly and we'll get started shortly. So get your questions ready. He's going to be showing us basically his new daily ritual and plan for creating social media in bulk efficiently. But part 2, of course. While we do that, make sure you check us out at altartsacademy.com. You can also check out our school group directly at the URL scrolling on the screen, which is skool.com/artsacademy. Free trial available, resources, community. While we wait, what kind of social media are people having success with right now? AB #TWT says, hello everyone, hope all is well. Hey ABTWT, I hope all is well with you as well. What is #TWT? What is AB? AB is Ace Bailey, and then TWT is the winning team. Cool. What's the winning team? It's a sports and entertainment group that does different kinds of content. Cool. And what are you hoping to get out of today, ABTWT?
Yo.
How's it going?
Yo, yo, yo.
Can you hear
What's
me?
up, everybody? Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. And
Awesome.
and ABTWT, we've been like chatting a little bit back and forth in the comments. ABTWT says, I'm actually an author and
You're
I
breaking up.
Okay.
Rachel?
Can you hear me? Yes.
I can hear you now, yes.
Okay. So we've been talking back and forth in the comments with ABTWT.
But whatever you just said, it was broken up, and now I can hear you again.
Is that any better?
And now you're breaking. I think you might want to reload. Whoa. Oh, she was doing the screen. Hold on. Okay, here we go.
All right. Let me
Your
just,
face is visible.
It's a little what?
I said your face is visible before the
yeah,
thing.
I know.
I don't know if you want it.
I'm bringing the countdown timer back up.
Oh, I can hear you fine now.
Great.
Okay, and so I'm actually an author, and I use Magic Book of Fire for lead magnets. That's awesome. Speaking of Magic Book of Fire, right after this, I have to go answer a bunch of help tickets because we are shorthanded on the tech side. So help tickets have been piling up. So I gotta go answer. Gotta go get on the honky donk. That's what they call the health ticket thing.
And Helene says she isn't breaking up for me. So sounds like it's a you problem.
Well, I will say this, Helene. Nobody asked you.
Wow.
I'm kidding. That's fine, Helene. Thank you.
turn your mic back up.
Okay. All right. All right. So, but thank you, Helene. That was awesome.
We love you, Helene. Helene says, LOL.
Yeah, I hope you're drinking coffee in the middle of that.
And yeah, so like back to using Book of Fire for lead magnets. So as I was trying to say, like we've been going back and forth. And so, yeah, so what are you hoping to get out of today? And then Plumstone says, Victor woke up on the spicy side of the bed today.
That's right. I sleep on a bed of spice and no spice. It just rolled over on the paprika side. Yeah. So did they see the video I made about how to create a high value lead magnet using Magic Book of Fire?
Did they see it? How should I know?
That I'm asking because they can hear me.
Oh, well, you might want to ask them directly.
I'm doing that in the best way that I can because I don't know their name off the top of my head and I can't see it on the screen. So I'm just doing what I can.
Oh, you're talking about one individual person.
The person who said that they're using it for lead magnets.
I see.
Did they see the video where I showed them showed people how to make a lead magnet, a high value lead magnet using Perplexity for research?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is actually
30 seconds.
Yeah, this is great. Got my coffee cup and my water cup.
Wow. Look at you hydrating. ABTWT says, yes, I saw it. It was great. I also heard about the fictional writer.
That's right. That is, we're working on the export of that.
We are.
Let's go.
Yeah.
There we go. Here we go.
All right. Hey, everyone.
Yes. Let's go, people. Actually, this is the Arts Academy, and I am Dean Victor Varnado. At your service, everybody, ready to rock and roll. This is actually going to be an interesting episode, not because of the content. Well, yeah, the content is going to be good, but I think it's also because I figured out a way to I think make this even more valuable to people. And so for the next few episodes, what we're going to do is we're going to cut up all the things I'm learning about content creation that can help so many people. And today's episode is going to be one of those things. I promise you, I'm going to teach you something, and the reason behind it that will improve the performance of your content, period. Okay?
That's true. And I am Rachel Teichman, LCSW, joining you on this journey.
And it's something that everyone can do, and it can work on no matter what you're doing. No matter what type of content you're making, it can work for you. It's not the only way to improve your content, but this is just something simple that you can do to improve all of your content. Let's get to it right now. I don't want to leave you in suspense anymore. I'll tell you what it is, and then I'll tell you how it is and why it works. Okay. The idea is to make every frame of a video that you upload for a short form video a thumbnail. That's it. Every frame a thumbnail. And what I mean by a thumbnail is I mean like a YouTube thumbnail. Okay, so let me explain what I'm talking about and why it works and how it works. Okay. So for a while, I have been really studying social media because I wanted to find the most efficient way to do it. Because I have this theory that is a philosophy, I guess, that I always go by, which helps me do things, which is that everything that isn't perfect can be improved, and nothing is perfect, which makes me think there must be a better way to do this. There must be a better way to work with social media and get more out of it without having to make such incredible effort. And so that's when I came up with this. I'm going to tell you why it works and how easy it is to implement. And then after that, actually before that, I wanted to just talk to you really quickly about how this is changing. The format of what we're going to do every week is changing. So what we're doing every week is I'm going to split things up into very specific lessons that are actionable things that you can use. And these are things that I'm using in the work that I do that makes things simpler, and gets me closer to my goal, which is being an artist and having unlimited resources to make as much art as I want to whenever I want to. That's my goal. And all of this helps me.
And turn down your mic again, please.
What? You turn down your mic.
You are peaking just a bit.
You're peaking.
I don't think that's true.
You're true.
I am very true.
All right. Anyway. Oh, there's a very loud car going by.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, hey.
What's up, New York? Let's go. Now they're stopping, really. They're going to stop there.
Yeah.
And just, all right, they're leaving. Okay. All right. So we're going to break things down into digestible bits. This week is going to be about making every frame a thumbnail, something that is really simple to do and can improve your social media performance, and improve your social media performance instantly. And then next week, we're going to talk about formats, because right now we're doing a whole series about doing bulk content creation so that you can so that you can utilize the same type of things that these larger corporations are using to bomb social media, but with good content, bomb social media with good content, and then get all of those people interested in their product or whatever they're doing. Because right now, if you just kind of plan it and think a little smart, you can have as much impact as some of those larger brands have online. It does take a little bit of doing, either a little bit of rolling up your sleeves or a little bit of money to pay out people in other countries. All right. Or this country, wherever you want to pay people. But you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, everybody. Okay. So let me tell you why this works. Okay, so think about it like this. YouTube works really well because they have thumbnails. And what thumbnails do is they draw people to a video, and it's proven, there's science behind it, that the way that a thumbnail performs, the way that a thumbnail is designed can highly change the performance of a video online. And what does a thumbnail do? It sets up the viewer. It draws the viewer in and sets them up for the video. It's like an alley-oop to the video. It's like a setup and punchline to the video. And so that can easily be done for videos that are like that can easily be done for like your short form reels too, by just making the whole thing basically a thumbnail. And it's actually probably even better than YouTube, because it's you're making really like a thumbnail that's in motion. Now, when I say thumbnail, don't think that it has to be like something elaborate. It could be something really simple. It just has to settle like a few, they're like just a few features that have to be true about your image to make it work. And this is also something that as I was working through social media and like looking what was performing really highly for people, this is something that was just like in the top performing videos, like occurring almost all the time, but all kinds of different kinds of videos. It would just have enough information in that image, like any image that you saw from that video would have enough information so that you would have the context and you'd have kind of like a setup. Because like a lot of videos are like learning. That's why everyone's telling everybody, oh, you gotta hook people in the first 3 seconds. The reason being is because you're trying to give them enough information so they'll want to keep watching. But you can do that in an instant if you just have like, the information there. The simplest way to do this is to just put a line or two of text at the top that's like a setup. And I didn't even recognize what this was until recently and put a name to it. And I know everybody has seen this in videos where there's something at the top where you scan over and you read it and you're like, oh, I want to know more about that. And that does the same job as a hook, but in a microsecond. All right. If there are any questions, just ask. I'm going to start going through the whys and the how that is in this little document that I have. But everybody gets what I'm saying, right? What do you think, Rachel?
Yeah, I mean, I think all of this makes sense so far. The only thing I'm still a little bit confused on is when you say make every frame a thumbnail. Like,
I'll explain that right now. Actually, why don't I show? So today is the first time that I posted a video intentionally following these rules that I'm going to talk to about right now. And it's actually performing really well, to be honest.
Well, talk metrics. How's it performing?
It's going really. Let me look. Okay, so right now on TikTok, it looks like it has about 1,800 views, which is a lot for my TikTok in this amount of time. So far. And on Instagram, it's got 500 views, which is really good for my Instagram. But what's really, really good for my Instagram is it already has 54 likes.
Yep, that's great.
So it's working. Okay, sorry. What was the thing you said you were unsure about?
What exactly you mean by make every frame?
Great, that's what I was trying to show you. Okay, here we go. Let me show you what I mean. I'm just going to go through my Instagram and I'm going to show you, because I have stuff that I was doing in the past. I didn't realize when I was doing this and when I wasn't doing it. But I'm going to show you like when I am doing it. Okay. So Okay, so this is my Instagram. Let's look at this. This is the one that I posted today. This is doing it. Okay, so this is at the top. It says Black albinos are God's special project, and what that is that's taking care of a lot of the context that you need to enjoy this video. For instance, in this video, I very quickly get into the fact that I'm a Black albino, and I just say it. And if I was doing stand-up live, I would definitely have to educate the audience about Black albinos enough so that when I'm saying it, they don't say, did he just say Black albino? So I'm like making it very clear about what I'm talking about at the top, which is context. And then also I'm getting curiosity because like I'm raising a question that people need to get an answer to. And so this thing is in motion, as you can see. If you stop it anywhere, it has all the information that you need to still be interested in it. So when you're scrolling through and you see this, even though it's moving, the image is moving, it's giving you all the information you get. Every frame is a thumbnail. You get what I'm saying now, Rachel?
I think so. Like, because like each one has like it has that static title, which is Black albino. Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
You take any frame and it can be a thumbnail.
Got it. I see what you're saying now. Yes. Yeah. And we've been doing this practice for a long time for a lot of types of videos.
Well, so we sort of have. There's some things that, so like there's a lot of videos like that don't do that. They don't give enough information. Like this is one that I did, doesn't give enough information.
Yeah. I mean, I said a lot of our videos, not all.
No, but I don't think we've been doing it with a lot of our videos.
Well, I guess it depends on the brand.
No, it like WikiListen doesn't do it, and we're going to change that.
What do you mean? It says it right there: WikiListen, Death and Funeral of Pope Francis, and then the title screen is
right. But it's not answering questions. Like people don't know what WikiListen is. We're assuming they do.
Well, yeah, but
people
also,
don't know. People don't know what WikiListen is. It is not setting up the clip well. Each of these clips has something interesting in it. But if you knew the setup to why you should watch that clip to wait to get to the interesting thing, it would be helpful. So it's not doing what. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We thought we were, but now that I've figured out what it was, we're not doing it.
But if you go back to your grid, like click out for a second. So yeah. So you see, like the thumbnail there this is the Wikipedia page for Death and Funeral of Pope Francis. So you know exactly what you're getting into.
Yes, but when I just said, remember, there's always a point that the video is trying to make that's coming up. We have no hint of what that is. We have no hint at all.
True. And also on TikTok specifically,
I want to stay on topic, though. I want to stay on topic.
Well, you have a comment. Helene says, I have seen videos that don't even have the relevant link in their description.
I believe it.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we can go down through this list about why it works. Obviously, we just talked about this. Like it happens like in an instant. It does the job that people are trying to do at the top 3 at the top of every video, like to, make the first 3 seconds so impactful, but it does that in an instant. And it just answers all their questions. It gives them the context that they need. And then it like I use ChatGPT to help me write this, but like if the clip looks like it already makes sense, people watch it, meaning that it's already telling like most of a story. It's already giving you enough of a story that you're like, what's the ending to this story? And so that's one of the things that you can do with this information that you put. Right. This is all 100% correct. Visible context really drives engagement. It's hard to look at a grid of stuff and know what you should continue watching. That's why people flip through things so fast. But this just snags people really quickly. And this is like, now that I have been talking about this, I think it's very, very apparent, but I don't think I had put my finger on it until recently. But now it just seems like I wish I had been doing this for a long time, and I wish somebody had shown me this in the beginning or had said it this specific way as to why this works. because I haven't seen anything out there where if someone says it this specific way, where it's just like it's really just playing off the power of a YouTube thumbnail, but a moving version. All right, and so this is also a huge way to repurpose old material. Like, this is a great way to repurpose old material. For instance, like I just did today, where I just put setup text at the top of a piece of old material and then stuck it on there. This is a great way to have material planned, evergreen material planned ahead of time that can just go up on your social media feed and just feed your brand. And I'm actually going to talk about making formats next week, but I'll also talk about the format that I'm thinking of making right now for myself that's going to be easy for me, that solves all of these problems, these things that I want to happen with my social media. All right. Okay, so and the big thing is, it doesn't have to be text at the top of your video or whatever. It just has to be, the thing is, you just want people to get enough information so that they, like, at a glance they can tell. It's almost like an infographic for the journey of what they're going to get in the video. Like, it could be any sort of way to get that information and context across to people. It doesn't have to be just text at the top, or it can be labels, or it can be styling, or it can be particular branding that you have that also answers those questions and sets up the video. I guess you could do it any way you want to. I don't have a bunch of different examples. I just realized, though, that recently, even some of the formats that I showed in previous episodes, where I saw people who were doing things that they could batch shoot, like, they followed this context, or they followed these rules as well. For every frame is a thumbnail. All right, and I guess these three questions, like, as long as it answers these three questions, you're in really good shape. Like, what is this? Why should I care? And then, where is this going? And it doesn't have to precisely answer these questions. Like, look back at this one, and let's talk about those three questions. Like, what is it? What is it? It is obviously, I'm talking about Black albinos being God's special project. Okay, which is great information. And then why should I care? Well, that the answer to that is not a direct answer, but it is because now you're curious. Now you're curious, like, what the answer is. You see this thing at the top. You see me performing in front of, like, a whole bunch of people. What is going on? That's why they care. It answers that question gets answered for them. And then, where is this going? Well, we know where this is going because, like, it's a performance. It looks like it's a performance. It's happening. So, like, those three questions are answered for you. And then, so that's why this works. Okay, back to here. And this is the way that ChatGPT decided to sum things up, which is fine with me. But yeah, you're making like a little stamp, a little iconic image that is moving, that gives people all the information that they need at a glance, which works way better and much faster than quote unquote making a great hook in the first 3 to 5 seconds. That's it. Just every frame is a thumbnail. Just think about it that way, and it's a simple change that you can make. You can use it for anything, and it'll perform better. This is specifically on short form. I know I haven't really taking this over to YouTube, but on YouTube there's already thumbnails. But I haven't like tried to have a thumbnail and then have every frame be a thumbnail within a YouTube video, a long form video. But I don't know what the answer to that is yet. I'm not testing it. But for this, yeah, do it. It'll work.
It'll work.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about what format that I'm going to be doing. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to do something that I can batch shoot, like a lot of them. 2, I wanted it to be something that is still current. One thing that I've learned from all the research I've done for the social media app summary of the internet is trend jacking is a huge deal and super helpful for social media. And then 3, I wanted it to use all of the stuff that I just talked about the thumbnail. And then I also want to use everything that I've learned from what performs best as a YouTube thumbnail. Here's what performs best as a YouTube thumbnail: a human face. That's the biggest plus in any YouTube thumbnail. If you didn't know that, now that you know it, go look at YouTube. You'll see exactly what I mean, where people are just like gagging to the cameras with like just big crazy facial expressions.
It's true, and that's true across platforms as well.
Yes. So that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a series. This is my idea for a series, and I haven't done it yet. So, but maybe by next week we'll have a few of these all shot already. So I'm just going to do a series where I'm going to find out what days are coming up, because every day is some sort of like day on the calendar. Like Pi Day or Industrial Felines Day. There's days for everything. And so what I'm just going to do is I'm going to pre-shoot just me, just like talking about, hey, everybody, it's blah, blah, blah day, blah, 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 like in whatever funny thing that is about that day and what I'm doing, just so it's something that people can start expecting every day. It can be fun. It can do that where I can do like a setup for whatever kind of like joke or thing that I'm talking about in the text across the top, and it can be branded. It'll have my face in there, like, just talking to the camera emphatically, doing some sort of like little bit. The reason that I'm choosing to do this is because for me, my business overall, what I'm going for are like clientele that are like, brands and organizations. So I'm going for like big clientele. So I'm not really trying to focus as much on B to C anymore. I don't want to use that as my sole way of running my business. Although, so what I'm going to focus on is like larger contracts. So that means that the job of my social media more than anything is to just kind of like attract people to me. That's it. That's going to be my job. So because whereas, say, if you're a real estate company, you'd probably be making your social media videos about real estate. But in my case, I'm just making social media videos that demonstrate that I can be quote unquote clever and interesting. That's because that's what I sell. I want people to give me large amounts of money to be smart and or funny.
Don't we all?
The job with my social media is that I'm trying to convince people that I am cool. It is hard because I am not cool, but I'm being cool by not being cool. Huh? You see?
Is that what they call it?
My intellect is dizzying. And that's it, everybody. Are there any questions before we call this a day for this week? And next week, we are going to talk about formats and how you can develop different formats.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
While we wait for comments to come in. So today was all about, in addition, like creating bulk content. And so like, can you talk a little bit about how to do this in bulk more efficiently?
Well, yeah. So that's actually part of what we're going to talk about with formats next week. But like, for instance, the format I was talking about, I can research all of the days that are upcoming ahead of time. I can research all the days that are upcoming ahead of time, and I can just sit down and one at a time do reactions to each of those days.
True.
Like I can do this in an hour. I could probably do like 20, you know,
Mm-hmm.
then I can edit those and then schedule them for in the future. And it'll just be a series that comes out automatically that I don't have to, you know, think about once it's done. And to create, you know, 20 pieces of content in about an hour or two that are also on trend for what's happening in those days. That's probably going to be a positive thing for my social media.
Yeah. And Helene says, this is great information.
Thank you, Helene.
Yeah, thanks,
You're
Helene.
very nice. Nobody asked you this time, but I'm happy about it.
True.
So you keep on coming, Helene. Awesome. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, I think this is really good information. At least for me, it puts it simplifies one of the things that is a big deal about social media, which is how can you get an advantage to getting people to know that it's worth their time, because that's the big thing. People are like, is this going to be worth my time? And the more information that you can get to them faster, the better.
That's true. And Helene says, LOL.
Nice.
All
right. That is it for today, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us at the Arts Academy. I am Dean Victor Vernado. And remember, I could karate chop a mule's head off.
That's true. He could. And I am Rachel Teichman, LCSW. Thanks so much for joining us today. You can find us at altartsacademy.com and at school.com, SKOOL.com/artsacademy to access more cool stuff. And tune in next time. Thanks, y'all. I love you. Right. And Plumstone says, thanks, Victor and Rachel. You're welcome.
Right on. Bye.
Right. Bye.